Government secrecy reforms, enhancing whistleblower safety amid transparency challenges. Explore how government secrecy reforms aim to protect whistleblowers and address transparency issues in handling classified information and secret policies. Government secrecy reforms and the safety of whistleblowers. Hey, have you ever thought about how complicated it is to balance government secrecy with the need for transparency? I mean, on one hand, governments have to keep certain information confidential for national security or to protect people involved in sensitive operations. But on the other hand, when things go wrong behind those closed doors, someone needs to be able to speak up safely without risking their entire life or career. That's where whistleblowers come in, and honestly, the system around protecting them is still evolving. If you've ever followed the news around whistleblower cases, you know how risky it is to expose government secret policies or classified information. There's this constant tension between government information secrecy and the basic public right to know what's happening, especially when wrongdoing is involved. And that tension leads to what many call government transparency issues, because the government is often criticized for being too secretive. So here's the big thing. There are ongoing government secrecy reforms aimed specifically at enhancing whistleblower safety. These reforms are designed to provide stronger protections against retaliation, like losing your job, getting blacklisted, or even facing legal threats, when someone steps forward with important information about wrongdoing hidden behind government document secrecy. Let me break down what some of these reforms involve. Stronger legal protections. New laws aim to broaden the definition of what whistleblowers can report and whom they can report to, making it safer to report not just fraud or abuse, but also violations tied to classified or secret information. Confidential channels. Secure, anonymous channels are being developed so whistleblowers can submit their claims without their identity being revealed. Think of these channels as a secure tip line that the government itself genuinely protects. Whistleblower advocacy offices. Some agencies are expanding offices and services that specifically assist whistleblowers, giving them legal advice, psychological support, and practical help navigating a very complex process. Why is all this so important? Because historically, exposing government classified information or breaking through government information secrecy often meant huge personal risks. Whistleblowers faced isolation, smear campaigns, and worse. Reform is about changing that culture. Another angle to consider is the ongoing debate around government confidentiality. There's a fine line between ensuring sensitive info stays secure and shielding unethical government secret policies. Reforms push for accountability without undermining legitimate confidentiality concerns, which is a tough nut to crack. Honestly, stories about whistleblowers caught up in this web of secrecy and danger could sound straight out of a thriller, right? Speaking of which, if you're into gripping stories about government secrecy, manipulation, and that old cloak and dagger vibe, you might want to check out Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It's a wild ride that dives into conspiracies that mesh government secret policies with alien manipulation in a way that's both chilling and captivating. Buy now an ebook, print, or audio and get lost in a story where every secret you uncover makes you question who's really in control. At the end of the day, these government secrecy reforms are more than just policy tweaks. They're about creating an environment where people aren't scared to do the right thing. By protecting whistleblowers better, we open up the government's black boxes without compromising national security. Makes you think about how much trust is really involved in holding governments accountable, doesn't it? So yeah, next time you hear about some dramatic whistleblower case, remember there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, with significant efforts to improve how safe people feel blowing the whistle on government units, hiding things under the guise of government documents, secrecy, or just plain old government information secrecy. It's all part of the complex puzzle that is government transparency issues, something that the public absolutely deserves to see improved.